In this movie, we're going to assume we've already got our 3D object. There it is there. And there it is in plan view. And we're going to create some drawings from this. This is my object, and when I create a drawing, this is going to look rather strange. It's going to look like it's made out of solid black. So I'll be using one of these printing options, one of these printing sets down here. So that's really one of our challenges. How do we make that look the way we want to for printing? So let's select that. We need to look at the settings. So we can click on our morph object up here, or we can use the Command T or Control T, and that will open up our morph selection settings. The thing we need to change is just in this area here, the floor plan display, the cut line, the outline, the cover fills. So the cover fill here 100%. So I'm going to select that, and we're going to change that to background fill. When I change it to background fill, you'll notice that we've lost the background. You notice it's just a clear line drawing of the object. And now we can make a drawing from that, or a saved view. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our zoom tool. We're going to zoom in like that. We're going to set our layer scale to 1:1. We're going to set this to all. I want to see absolutely everything. And we've set this to printing. Right click just on this tab here, and we can save as view. So this is our plan view. So it's ID is number 1, and this is our plan. Click OK. Once we've done that, it creates a saved view just here. This is the one here, number 1 plan. Right here, I'm going to create a drawing or a layout. Here it is here. It's a layout. Click on New Layout. Here it is here. I'm not going to worry about naming it just at the moment. I'm just going to click on Create. And there's my A3 piece of paper. I need to go back to this part here, my view map, because there's my saved view. I can drag that onto my drawing, let go, and there's my plan of my object. So there's my plan, and I can create an elevation below that. We need to be in a... Let's go back to our floor plan. Here it is here. We're going to create a front view. And here's our elevation tool just here. So we create our elevation, click there to start, come across. I just hold down the Shift key to make sure it's horizontal. Click that way. Do we want to look there or there? We're going to look that way. And it creates our elevation. If we right click on that, we can open with current view settings. There it is there. And so you can see it's colored in our object. We don't want it to do that. So what we're going to do is to look at our settings. Let's go back to our project map. That's this one here. And let's look at our elevation. There it is there. So if we look at this and we look at our elevation settings, so I've right clicked on it, choose elevation settings. Here's our elevation settings, and it's got here our cut and our uncut elements. So here I don't want to use our surface color. I want to have a uniform pen color. If we scroll down, we've got sun and shadows. We don't want any shadows just at the moment. And that should give us the look that we're after. We can turn off our vectorial 3D hatching. Click OK, and we've now just got a line drawing, which is fantastic. So that needs to also be saved as a view. So let's save as a view. So right click just here on this tab, save as view. This is our front elevation, so I'm just going to change this to say front elevation. There it is, front elevation. It's got our layer combination all, scale 1:1, and let's create that. If we go back to our layout here, we can grab hold of our saved view, which is our front elevation. We can drag that on. There it is there. What I'd like to do is I'd like to move this. So when I start doing this, it's starting to move it. So I need to go back to this mode here, the drag one, touch that point there. I get my little blue circle. I get my alignment point. I can come down here and I can click once, and there's my front elevation. Don't worry about all this text down the bottom here. We can look at that some other time. So there's my front elevation. There's my plan. And what I also need to do now is to create a side elevation. So back to my plan, back to my elevation tool. Let's click here. And we'll go up to there, click again. Which way do we want to look? That way, and back to our arrow tool. So if we right click on this one here, so I've selected it, let's go right click, open with current view settings. It's got the same view, remember. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to our project map. Here we're going to open our elevation settings. We want this to be elevation 4, and this is our side elevation. So side elevation, what did we do? So we did uncut elements with uniform pen color. We turned off that. We turned off the sun shadows. Okay, and there's our view. Up here, we're going to save as view. That's our side elevation. Okay. When we go back to our layout, we need to get this in the right location. So how do we do that? I'm going to use my line tool, because I'm going to draw a line from there out here. And from this corner up at 45 degrees to there, and from the intersection, so I just get that little cross at the intersection, down to there, and I might as well carry on and draw another horizontal line across there, and that's where my elevation needs to go. Back to our view map, side elevation, let's drag that in first. There it is there. I'm going to get my arrow tool. So I'm going to use my arrow tool, and I'm going to get my arrow tool at this corner here, drag it, stick it in that corner there, and click. And so there it is, my elevations all line up. So that's just a very quick introduction to creating your elevations, my front, side. Now these elevations here, if I go Control T or Command T, that'll open up my elevation drawing settings. Here they are here. I've got a back reference working at the moment. I'm going to say no enable back reference, okay, okay again, and it gets rid of that text that was at the bottom. So I've got plan, front elevation, side elevation, that's a third angle projection drawing.